Reincarnation, why take it up as a topic? Aside from the fact that it's very interesting, one of the things we've spoken about with regards to the whole theory and practice of self-development is that it means living a good life, however we might define that. But one of the questions that is beneficial for us to ask ourselves is, what does it mean to die a good death? Sounds morbid, can even sound a little bit threatening, but it's an important aspect of human life for us to consider. There's a quote here from Arthur Schopenhauer, and he's talking about the study of the Upanishads. And he says, "It has been the solace of my life, it will be the solace of my death." And that starts to point at what we're going to be touching on today, which is that the study of the Upanishads is not just about living a good life, but it's also about thinking about that process, if you like, of the death experience that we all go through. And so as part of that, we need to explore what that death and dying experience might be like, giving our full attention to it and exploring all of the avenues. So when it comes to the natural part of human life around disease, dying and death, we can't manage those per se. Disease to some extent, yes, but ultimately we can't manage those aspects. All we can do is manage our reaction to them. So the attitude that tends to come through all through human life is, what will happen to me? It's a personalization. And there's two ways to look at it. From one perspective, we need to take care of our needs, our physical, emotional and intellectual needs. So what will happen to me if I do this? It's a sensible and serious question. But what we're talking about is the ego's attitude here of personalization. And so we think about future disease, dying and death with that same attitude of, what will happen to me? We're thinking about the future, but it's not the future that we need to manage, it's the present. That's the only place we can manage. And so what we're looking to do is to develop some form of acceptance of the way things are. When we accept something, we experience peace. The way to get to that acceptance is to make an accurate assessment of a thing. When you have accurately and properly understood the nature of something, that leads you to an acceptance. And so managing our relationship with these aspects of human life, disease, dying and death, means a full assessment, which means a philosophical exploration of the things that we can't even understand. So we know that the body goes through change: birth, growth, disease, decay, death. What happens after death? So you have some schools of thought that say there is heaven and hell, and if you've been a good person you go to heaven, bad people go to hell. There's a school of thought that says when the body dies, that's it. No more subjective experience, you're done, just black. And of course we have what we're going to discuss today, which is reincarnation. That's another theory. Important for us to understand, of course, that nobody knows what happens after death. Anyone who makes the claim that this is what happens, a little red flag should go up in your mind, because that's certainty that they haven't earned. So it is a theory. The purpose of the theory is to reframe our life in the present. So it elevates the values that we live our life by, the attitudes we hold towards the world, and the behavior that we express. It allows us to relate to the birth-death phenomenon impersonally. Rather than relating to death through that what will happen to me, we relate to it more impersonally, and that brings a sense of relief in the present with regards to the future experience that we will have of dying.